morning, friends. Today starts our NTI Week 5. So it is our Monday assignment. So if you'll pull out your math packet, you know they're labeled on the front. This is NTI Week 5. And what you're going to do today, it's labeled at the top. So the first thing that we're going to do is page 156 on distance. Now today it's just one page. So it's our one page right here. So it's over distance. So basically I'm going to read the top to you. It says a map has a key that tells you how many miles is represented by an inch on the map. Using a ruler, you can figure the distances between cities or other places of interest on a map. Find the measure between two places on the map and multiply by the number of miles per inch from the key. So if you look right down here, you have your key. It says 1 inch equals 40 miles. So for every inch that you measure, that's equal to 40 miles. So if you don't have a ruler, that is okay. I'm going to show you how to do it without a ruler. Now the first question, let's look at it together, and we'll walk through how to do it with a ruler and how to do it without a ruler. It says use the map above to answer the questions. You will need to use the inch side of your ruler to find the distances. Because rulers can vary a bit according to how thick the lines on the ruler are, round your measurements to the nearest quarter inch. Okay, so you're going to round your inches to either like an inch, 1 inch, an inch and a fourth, an inch and a half, an inch and 3/4, and then you would have your next inch, okay? So, if you have your inch, okay, so if this is 0 on your ruler, and this is 1 inch, okay, this would be 1/2 of an inch, this would be 1/4 of an inch, and this would be 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so and then if we went on down our ruler, and we have 2, we have 1 1/2 inches, 1 1/4, and 1 3/4. So all of your measurements should be based on 1/4 of an inch, which is the same as fourths. Okay, so if you're kind of in between one of these, just round it to the closest fourth. Okay, so if you have a ruler, you'll use that. If not, you can use a sheet of paper. Okay, so let's read the first question together. Number 1, the Carlton family drove from their home in Greenville to visit their grandmother in Ashton. How many miles did they travel each way on their trip? So we know each way, so they go there and then they return. Okay, they go to their grandmother's house in Ashton. So they're in Greenville, they're going to travel here, and then they're going to return home. So we have to figure out how many miles do they do for their whole trip. So if you have a ruler, the points under the cities on your map, that's what you're going to measure from. So if you have a ruler, you want to put your 0 inches here, and then see how long it is to get here. Okay? If you don't have a ruler, you can just get a piece of paper, just a scrap sheet of paper. You can even use the back of this. And you're going to put your paper up there, okay? And however long it is, just mark it. And then you need to put that paper on this key here, because this is 1 inch. And the line that you've marked to show how long it is, that distance, then you're going to see how many inches that makes up. Okay? So I'm going to do it with a sheet of paper. So if you'll video me on the desk here. If you have a ruler, the ruler will have the markings on there. If you don't have a ruler, then I'm going to show you how to do that. Let me grab a pen. And your ruler, I have a ruler here also. I'll do it both ways. Okay, so if you have a piece of paper, and I'm going from Greenville to Ashton, then Ashton to Greenville. So I'm going to put my corner at Greenville, and then I'm going to mark where Ashton is. Okay, so I know from the corner to there is Ashton. So then I can bring my paper down here, and I can see, well, there's 1 inch, and I'm going to slide it over. Here's my 2nd inch. Slide it over. Here's my 3rd inch. Slide it over. And it looks like, yep, my 4th inch. So it's 4 inches from Greenville to Ashton. Now before we do the calculation on that, if you have a ruler, like my ruler here has centimeters up here and then inches down here. So you want to make sure that you use the inches. And the way I know it's an inch is I see the word inch right here. And inches are a little bit larger than a centimeter also. But make sure I'm not putting the end of the ruler on the dot. I'm putting the first mark on the dot because that's actually my 0. And you can see when I measure it, it shows 4 inches. Okay, so we know it's 4 inches from Greenville to Ashton. Okay, so let's take a look at the board again. So if it's 4 inches, say it's 4 inches this way, and we have to go back, so it's going to be 4 more inches this way. So they traveled a total of 8 inches. Okay. Now our key tells us 1 inch equals 40 miles. So I have 8 inches. So to figure out how many miles they traveled, I have to multiply my 8 inches by 40. So I'm going to come over here because I know 1 inch equals 40 miles. And that'll be for all your problems. 1 inch equals 40 miles. Because that's what our key on our map tells us. So I'm going to take my 40 miles, multiply it by the 8 miles. I'm sorry, the 8 inches that they're traveling. They're traveling 8 inches based on our map, which is equal to 40 miles an inch. So I have 8 groups of 40 miles. So I would say 8 times 0 is 0, and 8 times 4 is 32. So they traveled 320 miles. So that would be my final answer, and this is for number 1. So we've done number 1 together. So you have 4 more problems that you will need to complete for the day. So if you have any questions or if you get stuck on something, you can send me a dojo, send me an email, and I can answer your questions. Or if you would like to Google me, then we can do that as well. So just get in touch with me and let me know, and I hope you'll have a great day. I'll talk to you later. See ya.